Hey y'all! So today's lesson, and this will carry into next week as well, we're going to be learning about something some of y'all probably already know, are kind of familiar with, and it's the order of operations. So this is kind of like an introduction video. This video was linked with the link that y'all should be using to complete these notes. So make sure you need to have the screen split, or you can print off the notes yourself if you want to do that. But if you are doing it online, just to type in like the stuff I'm writing, just click where it says like text box and click where you want to type and then type, okay? But again, so make sure you do the notes while I do this video. And they were in the same area. So wherever you found this video, that's more than likely where you're gonna find your notes. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna be talking about the order of operations. So we're going to start with this side first. So it says when we simplify n, and in this blank it's going to be expression. So when we simplify an expression, we must complete the steps in the correct order based on the operations. So you can't, whenever you're given a problem, you can't that looks like what's on the side. You can't just do whichever math you want to do first. Like there is a specific order that you have to do them in. So this sequence is called the order of operations. If the order is not followed correctly, our simplified version will not be correct. So again, if you do not follow the orders correctly, you will get the wrong answer. So that's why it's important to follow and complete the problems in the order of operations, because if you don't, you will get the wrong answer. So to remember the order, try memorizing PEMDAS. Now, I know a lot of you, like a lot of your parents, remember PEMDAS as Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. But this is kind of like a little bit more of a funnier one, so do whichever floats your boat. But our first operation that we always have to do, in this case, I'm going to use a different color. This is penguins. So you can write penguins, and that represents, hold on, oh wait, okay, I don't know why the dot for my eye is leaning, but it's okay. So penguins represents parentheses and other grouping symbols. So the P in PEMDAS, in this case it means penguins, represents the parentheses and other grouping symbols. So that can be like brackets, the absolute value bars, parentheses. Those are examples of grouping symbols. All right, so number 2. So we have the P, next is the E for eat in this scenario. So you have penguins eat. And that E represents something that we just learned this week, and it is exponents. So if we're ever given a problem and we have parentheses in it, we have to do the parentheses first, and then we'll see, okay, does it have exponents? Then we'll do exponents. But after exponents, number 3 and number 4 technically go together, but it depends on the order that we see it in. So we have for number 3, so it says penguins eat. This is meat and dairy. Make sure I spell dairy and not diary, because that word is actually hard. So penguins eat meat and dairy. So these two are together, okay? So the M represents multiplying. And the D, you guessed it, represents dividing. Now, the reason why they are together is because you will do whatever comes first from left to right. So I'm going to write here, in one step from left to right. And this will make more sense when we actually start solving problems. But remember that multiplying and dividing, they go together. We just do whichever one comes first. If there's dividing in a problem first, we're going to divide first. Or we'll divide before we multiply. That's what I'm going to say. All right, and then the next one says, so we have penguins eat meat and dairy. Then ask for a sundae. So we have PEMD, then we have our A for ask, and then S for Sunday. So that A represents adding. So the A in PEMDAS represents, it means adding, or to add or addition. The S, you guessed it again, means subtracting. So if you notice, this is just step 4. So 4 is similar to 3. Adding and subtracting go together. You will do whichever one comes first when it's from left to right. So I'm going to write the same note down here. In one step from left to right. So this is PEMDAS. Penguins eat meat and dairy, then ask for a sundae. So P means parentheses. That's our first order of operation. If we have a set of parentheses, we always have to do it first. Then when we're done solving for parentheses, we have exponents. If there's an exponent, we solve that first, or we solve that next. Then we have multiplying and dividing. For this, we do whichever one is first from left to right. So if dividing comes first, we're going to divide before we would multiply. And the same for adding and subtracting. Whichever one comes first, that's the one we're going to do before we completely end. Okay? And so we have some words are hard. We have some examples on the side that we're going to solve together. No, we won't. Just kidding. We're not going to solve them. Yes, we will. Hold up. No, we're not going to solve these. We are going to just, because it's already solving it for us. I just realized that. My bad. I should probably read the instructions, Miss Soto. Get it together, girl. So for the sample, this is a sample. This is simplifying it. So basically, whenever we solve, and we'll do this on the back, on the next page. Whenever we do solve a problem using the order of operations, we have to obviously take it step by step. So this says for each step, write the operation that allows the simpler equivalent expression to be written. So basically that just means write what operation we're going to do first. So we have 27 divided by 4 minus 1 in parentheses, the power of 2 minus 1 plus 6. So looking at this problem in my order of operations, what do I need to do first? I need to do parentheses. My P comes first. So in here, I'm going to write parentheses. That is my first step. Next, so we simplified it. So now we have 27 divided by 3 to the second power minus 1 plus 6. So looking at what we have, this is the same problem. We're just simplifying and solving the problems, or like solving the operations. So looking at what we have now, what do I need to do next? Do I have any parentheses? No, so I need to move on to the next one. Do I have an exponent? Yes. So right here, I'm going to write exponent, because that's my next operation that I have to solve for or complete. So they found the exponent and they simplified the problem to help us figure out what the actual answer is. So now we have 27 divided by 9 minus 1 plus 6. So I already did the parentheses. I already did the exponents. So now I need to see if I have multiplying or dividing. Do I have multiplying or dividing? I do. I have 27 divided by 9. So I'm going to write divide right here because that's going to be my next step. So once we do divide 27 divided by 9, we get 3, and we replace it right there. So now we have 3 minus 1 plus 6. So again, I need to see which operation I'm going to do next. So I already did parentheses. I don't have any there. I don't have any exponents. I don't have any more multiplying or dividing. So now I have adding and subtracting. That's my next step. But remember, when it comes to 3 and 4, we will do whichever one comes first from left to right. So we have 3 minus 1 plus 6. Which operation am I going to do first if we're reading it from left to right? If you're saying subtracting, you are correct. We're going to subtract first because subtraction came before addition. So, because that's one step. Subtraction came before addition, so subtraction is going to come first. And then now we have 2 plus 6, which just means we're going to add these two to get our final answer. And then what is our answer of 2 plus 6? 8. So if we solved this by ourselves, we would get 8 as the final answer. So all of this right here equals 8. Just imagine if you tried to solve this without doing the order of operations. Who knows what type of answer you would have? So it's very important that we use the order of operations. And then in this little like star area, it's just like a reminder that multiplying and dividing happen together from left to right. Same with adding and subtracting. So that's just like a little reminder. If you happen to print this off, you can actually like color this and doodle it. That's why it looks like this. Just, so you know. All right, so now on the next slide, or for you on the next part of the notes, we're actually going to solve some of these.